Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another live session. Today is April 4th, 2020, and we're back at it again. So earlier we tried to do this thing live, and every so often, the stream decides to mess with me and just disconnect. For the past 6 or 7 streams, it's been fine. Nothing has changed, no change of connection or computer, but for some reason they didn't want to cooperate today. So I'm going to record the session really quickly, go over everything we've talked about and covered. We haven't really covered much, so thank God, but I'm gonna go over everyone's pair recommendations and questions, and just make sure everything is done, because we do owe it to you guys to make sure these things go smooth, but it's really out of my kind of out of control. Anyways, so we talked about a few setups. Really, CAD CHF, which was a pair recommendation by Chris, has a potential long idea on the intraday level, and all the chart work will be sent in on Discord. So this is the long idea we discussed. We do need this 4-hour candle closure or a future one to turn bullish so they can take this to the upside. That was one idea. The other idea we had was for, kind of analysis we did was for GA. Now, if you look at GA, this trade setup was pretty identical to the one we had last week. We're just waiting for a 4-hour bearish closure below this level, 1.93480. And it should take us down to make new lows. But we have to wait for some 4-hour bearish closure, and it has to be bearish, either an inverted hammer variant or a bearish candle with very little wicks. So this candle is perfect, an inverted hammer, or just a big-bodied bearish candle with pretty much no wicks, or if there is a wick, it has to be longer to the top. So I'm trying to find one. So this candle would be perfect to enter short, and that's what we're looking for. And obviously the payout will be substantial, and the R2R is 3.85. So patience, I'll put an alert just so you guys could have the same idea as me. And my alert will be pound Aussie crossing down and at 1.93221, okay? So there we go. And then now we're just going to discuss everyone else's pair recommendation. So Aussie CHF, nothing really, it's kind of a mixed bias, but I am leaning to short it anyways. You can see the 4-hour, we had a significant sell-off these past few days, and we've kind of stalled in and around this level. And there is some ways to go for Aussie CHF. There's a near-term support at 0.60670, and if you do get a 4-hour closure below that level, then we'd probably take the short. Otherwise, this thing could stay above and make new highs. It's known to have pretty decent-sized retraces of various lengths, so I'm not too convinced that it's a significant sell-off until we breach this 4-hour support. Next up is USD CHF, USD Yen. So I said it's a mixed bias just because it's NFP week and it hasn't really done much in the 4-hour time frame. It's kind of stuck in between these ranges. I mean, if it does turn bullish, this 4-hour candle above 106.990, then we can probably have longs. Otherwise, I'd probably stay out of this trade until NFP, until Wednesday's ADP change, and then we can have a good idea of NFP numbers. Aussie Yen, we had a swing long last week, which went around 40 pips into profit around TP1, but since then we've been out of that trade. And if you look at the 4-hour, depending on what happens here, for example, in this region right now, if we push back up to the upside, if we get a 4-hour closure, then we're definitely headed, higher. But we do need a bullish 4-hour reaction from here. If we do start floating in around this support, I'll be looking for a breach to go short. So later today, we have the Aussie bank rate, and it's expected to be at 0.25%. So if it stays that way, it should be good news for the Aussie, and we should have a bullish reaction, at which point we'll take the long. But I think it's best practice for us to wait for that release. Otherwise, we're kind of just gambling here. We don't want to do that. So those are most of the pair recommendations. And this one asks for NZD, USD. I believe GC might be USD CAD. Okay, perfect. And NZD. So USD CAD. So USD CAD, last week we had a fantastic long idea. It was based off a 4-hour closure. That's all you really need to do. And I've said this before, but based on where I live and just how busy I am during the day, I don't usually get the full move, but I still I'm still satisfied with what it'll make. So I only got TP1 out of this trade, although it went to our final target, and at which point it reverted back. So this is pretty beautiful price action to see. I'm actually going to screenshot this because this is beautiful. Might post it on my Instagram. Make sure you follow RP Forex, King RPFX. I would just choose RP Forex, but someone took it, so I had to put the King there. But anyways, so we could have a short. I mean, it has reacted pretty well to this kind of resistance zone where our final target was. Currently it's trying to use this previous blue zone as a support to go back higher. But we shall see. If we do get a 4-hour closure below this support, I would be destined to take shorts. But right now we are showing some reluctance to do that. So, any 4-hour closure that floats down here might be indication that we're headed lower. But it's definitely going to be hard to do, especially with last week's bull run, right? With a significant bull run, so we are due for a retrace. And in the past, we have used this level as kind of a support, kind of a support before you go higher. And so you do have to be cautious about that, right? We had that previous rallies from this level. So, if this 4-hour candle does turn bullish, or any future one, for that matter, if this does turn bullish, then we'll go long. Ideally, for longs, we want to break 1.41366, right? So if we just plot this idea, very simple, just trading ranges. So something like this would be fine, and then stop loss I'm half between this range. 2.37 R2R risk to reward ratio, and this is based on the 4-hour time frame and the trading range and the range between this level and this level. So that is a potential setup for USD CAD. I doubt that shorts will be able to take over now. If it was going to take over, it would have done so this morning and / part of Sunday, when we had this reaction off resistance. But I do think it's time to go back to the upside for USD CAD. So we'll see. I think a lot of it rests on the NFP and the Canadian unemployment, because that thing is forecasted to be at 20%. Now, any country that has unemployment at 20% is probably not going to be doing too hot in any market, let alone the Forex market. So that's my bias. I do think the dollar is going to be weak, but I don't think it's going to be as weak as the CAD, and therefore we should see USD CAD make back some of its losses, right? So that's my bias. Again, 4-hour closure is going to be key, and if we do get it, we should have a nice, simple push to the upside. And I like to take profits every 25 to 30 pips, and it's always key to move your stops to entry once TP1 has been hit. Just a simple trade management strategy we use. I think I covered most of everyone's pair recommendations. Let's see if there's anything else. We got a new member to join. That's awesome. Hey, if you have any questions, make sure you send them to Allison or chat room admin. They'll be all happy to help you out. But I think I covered everyone's pair recommendations. Let me just double check that there weren't any from last Friday that was left over. Oh, Euro Yen, perfect. So someone asked Euro Yen. So Euro Yen, this thing, and again, patience, right? So last week we were waiting to go long, right? We didn't have a 4-hour bullish closure here. We did have it here, at which point you could have entered. I didn't take this trade. And then we had some drawdown, and then we had this thing just spike all the way back up, right? So again, these type of trade setups you want to be careful of, because, for example, this 4-hour closure, we were expecting it here, but this thing ended up all the way here, and that definitely eats into your R2R. So if your R2R gets cut to anything less than 1.5, forget about it. Find another trade setup to enter. Now, USD Euro Yen, pretty interesting setup we have here. We have pulled up to this resistance. We've created a kind of a double top on a smaller time frame, and then since then we've pulled back, and we're currently sitting at some support, some previous 4-hour support, which we are respecting right now. It's at 116.589. Now, if we do get any 4-hour bearish closure below this level, We just remove these horizontal rays, which are used for TPs. If we do break this 4-hour level, we are headed back down lower, in my opinion. So I'm just going to remove these horizontal rays. These are just for take profits, but actually that one's fine. We could have a potential short from either here to here, or even further down to here. That's my idea for Euro Yen. And actually that's a perfect stop loss, and right here. So this is a 2.0 R2R, and it actually could be even better depending on where we get the 4-hour closure. But as conservative as we can be, this is a ideal setup. And it could be this 4-hour closure, it could be the next one. All in all, we just need a 4-hour closure below 116.602, and it has to be bearish on the 4-hour time frame. So that's my idea for Euro Yen. Let's hopefully we get it. You know, if we do get this short, then I should expect, or we should expect, USD Yen to sell off as well. And there you have it. So yeah, I'll save this and I'll send it through. NFP week is always pretty fun to trade. You're always in for some surprise, but we've had a pretty good track record for NFP week. So let's see how it goes. So I'll put my alert at 116.511, crossing down for our time frame. So I think I covered everyone's pair recommendations, which is great. I'm sorry again about the stream, but you know it's pretty much random when it stops and decides to work. And that is that. So tomorrow we'll have another live session. For those that are free members and are looking to get in on these sessions, Monday and Friday are the free sessions. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when we make a lot of the profits and we do a lot of the raw analysis, is for the paid members. If you're interested in becoming a paid member, all you have to do is go to forexlens.com. We have a pretty cool promotion right now, which is a steal if you ask me. You go to our website, you go to Forex Trading Room, and you click Get Started. And you click Get Full Access. You fill out this quick little form. It should take no longer than a minute to fill out. When you click Next, you have a section called Enter a Coupon Code. And all you have to do is enter first 50, all capital letters, and that is a 5 and a 0. And then you should get your first month for only $48.50. That means you get all my live sessions, all our signal providers, and full access to our Discord, where you have traders with Elliott wave analysis, institutional backgrounds, giving trades as well. So that's a steal, and hopefully you take advantage and I get to see new faces in tomorrow's session. If you're still on the fence, just get on our Discord. The link to sign up is in the description below this video. And if you also want to check out Institute Trader's trades, his Telegram join link is also in the description of this video. He's been absolutely killing it, and you can definitely get some insight on some institutional concepts that he teaches for free. So check that out as well. Any other questions, just get on Discord, shoot me in at or one of the admins, and we'll be happy to help. So hope you guys have a great trading week. I know our members will, and I'll see you guys for another live session tomorrow. Peace.